DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
It's time for Tuesday Night Live Chat with Brian S. Red and John Young. Good evening and welcome to another lovely Tuesday night in the upper Midwest where everything is rosy and sunshine.
Upper Midwest. Yeah. I guess I'm upper Midwest too.
Yeah, you are. You pretty much are. I mean, really, we're not that far apart.
Upper Midwest. You're like damn near Canada.
We're pretty much Canada. Yeah, that's why I like to, I like I like gravy on my French fries.
Do you get back bacon where you live?
We can, actually. Some of the butcher shops will make such things, but
right.
Yeah, we don't. That's the whole bacon thing is way overrated in my book, but that's another show. We'll do that one some other time. So welcome tonight. We are broadcasting out to YouTube, and we are broadcasting to the DJ Cave, the DJ Video Cave tonight. So there's a few that are going to be seeing us there, probably for the first time, because
we do this every Tuesday.
We do this every Tuesday night, but this might be the first time you're seeing us. So if it is, the show gets better.
Well, it's all very much up to you.
Where are we going? What kind of?
We do our best. This is just kind of the thing we do every Tuesday.
Yeah, kind of go and hang out. Shadow on my face. Oh, hey, wait, there is. Where's that coming in from?
Yeah, isn't that nice? It's not enough that you're just doing a show.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I wasn't following. I can fix this. Yeah, it was the bracket on my. Oh, I got you. Oh, I got you. We can fix things. And then somebody's messaging probably somebody. Can you? Oh, no, that's somebody else. So over there. So tonight I wanted to kind of, Brian, talk about couple of the topics that have been kind of hit recently in the Video Cave. For those who are not part of the DJ Video Cave, you can find that out on Facebook. And if you can get past Howie, you can become a member of the DJ Video Cave.
You got to get past Howie.
Howie's tough. He runs a pretty tight ship.
Or Christian Benke or somebody. You got to get past an admin. So, yeah, for those of you who are not watching in the cave or not members of the cave, the way this works is it's a Facebook group that's kind of focused on video. And what we want to do is do video posts opposed to text or photographs. So if you have something to say, turn your camera on, say it, upload it to the cave. You can start a new topic, you can reply to people, whatever. So one thing that we've done is to try to avoid people being just joining the group and not really being aware of what the group's all about.
Right.
We've posted 3 questions that people should answer that kind of hopefully give them more of an idea of what they're getting into. And at that point, they're requesting entrance, we can accept them. If they don't answer the questions, we're assuming they don't know what's going on. They're just joining another DJ group, and we typically don't accept them. So that's the hard part, getting in. If you can manage answering those 3 questions, great. If you can manage to not do any non-video topic starters in there, great. You can text reply to a video. If someone does a video about, whatever, what kind of turntable should I buy? You are more than welcome to text a reply or post a photograph of something you have. But what we're trying to discourage, or we definitely discourage, is anybody doing a text-only post. Of course, John Young, this Shocking News, we give you carte blanche on that. You can go in and you can say, these are the pictures from tonight's show. We let that happen.
Yeah, but I try to get a couple of videos in there. If I can do once a week in there and pop in and have a thought, but I don't have many thoughts. So
you have tons of thoughts.
If I can
nice to see when you post videos in there.
If I can get 2 a month, I'm doing well.
It's an interesting experiment, and experiment is exactly what I call it. It's a social experiment, just to kind of see what people are willing to say to the camera. that maybe, you know, they would easily type it, but to say it, it's different. It gives things different context.
It definitely does.
I feel like, you know, when you're looking at a camera and saying something opposed to just, you know, typing "F you, buddy." Although sometimes I do a video where I say "F you, buddy," and I have no problem doing that either. I've done it.
I guess I haven't seen that video. That must be the one that you shoot and then it hits the cutting room floor.
I've done a few of those. I'm not proud of all of them, but I've done a few.
You've done a few of them.
But it's interesting. I mean, just idea sharing. Sometimes we'll do projects. Hey, I want to accomplish this. I want to build this or that. Need some input. And then folks like Howie will chime in. Other folks will chime in and give suggestions, ideas. And as a band, if you will, we'll put something together. We'll build something. We'll come up with a cool concept for something. It's fun. It can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a neat area, and what I kind of like that you don't get in other Facebook groups is that I can actually see and hear and put faces and names together. So much better than you can in a lot of the situations where you're just seeing somebody's profile picture.
Mm-hmm. And I have that problem a lot when I'm doing these shows. When I go out to Mobile Beat or whatever, people come up to me and they're talking to me like I'm supposed to know them. And I have no idea who these people are. And then they give me their name, and that doesn't even sound familiar. And then I see the spelling of their name on their business card and go, oh, I know you. Because you've been commenting on this, or you suggested that, or you sent me this message. We've talked for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's all kind of about just context. This was the early days of YouTube when it first started, and we were all just kind of doing crap videos back and forth to each other about DJing or our gigs or whatever. It kind of went away, but we really built community that way, and it was a lot of fun. We made a lot of friends, and it was cool. So it's kind of what I'm trying to, I guess, make happen in the cave. That's another part of it. There's a lot of cool reasons to go to the DJ Video Cave, and there's just a few of them, I guess. Yeah,
I've got Art and Ron and Rachel are watching in the cave right now. Howie and Robin are there.
Oh, Art's watching, huh?
Yeah, Art's with us here. So,
nice.
Yeah, we've got quite a few who are watching in both spots actually tonight. So,
very nice.
Scott and Reggie and Howie's doing a double. He's watching both chat rooms for us. So,
yeah, the cave is a work in progress too. I mean, I think when we first started, I was thinking, you know what, maybe live videos aren't the way to go. And the reason I didn't like live videos is because you can't video reply to a live video.
Yeah, it was surprising when you mentioned that, because I did one of my first videos was a live video. Since for me it's click click boom and I'm here because I've got this all set up all the time, so that's the quickest and easiest. And it's like, oh, I wouldn't have thought that Facebook changes how you can reply or you can engage.
Also changes how you can view replies, because like for instance, we're live in the cave right now. If somebody makes a comment right at this minute, you're going to have to scroll down to that minute to see where that comment was made.
Yes. Yep.
It's weird that way.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they put it together, and structured it that way. But I think for what we were trying to do, we felt like, maybe this isn't going to work well for the cave format, because if everybody goes live, then nobody can do a video reply.
Yeah. Yeah. And you really defeat that purpose.
That's why we were trying to discourage that bit. It's a lot of weird workarounds that we at first we didn't think about, and it's like, oh yeah, what about that? It's all kind of on the honor system too. That people kind of participate and do what we'd like them to do. I think things do get a little technical sometimes. We do have people in the cave who want really pretty videos. They want landscape instead of portrait.
Yeah, I saw that post and I'm thinking,
yeah,
I would much rather have someone whose audio's good, so I can hear what they're saying, and to make it so their video is succinct and clear, and asking a question or making a statement that I can, and to keep it under 90 seconds. I would go with that all day, rather than to see a 10-minute things and where they're just basically
videos. Yeah, but then, on the other hand, I look at that and I'm thinking, you know what, that's kind of an artistic license.
Yeah.
I don't want to, put a damper on anybody's artistic license on that kind of stuff. And, when I first started doing videos on YouTube, I learned a lot. There were some videos that I would go 10 minutes on because they allowed me to do 10 minutes.
Yes.
But then I realized the shorter my videos were, at least for me anyway, the better they were. Then you got guys like Bar who do 20-minute videos and he gets mad views.
Yeah.
So I guess that all depends. I've been watching a lot of things lately. I've been really cramming, trying to learn about what we do with video, with things like vlogging from the camera and different setups that I can have to do that, and microphones and camera equipment and camera settings and all of these things. I've been doing a lot of research lately. And in the process of this, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos from folks who do vlogging, explaining how some of these things work and how some of these products are available to us and what they do. And some of those videos are like 40 minutes long, and it's fine.
Yep.
But if I go more than 5 minutes on my videos, I think it's just a DJ thing. They don't have the attention span.
Well, and I think when they're covering, that 40-minute video where they're covering all the different aspects of it. And I did a variation of that last Monday, not this past week, but 10 days ago or 8 days ago. When you're covering all the different microphones, and that particular night I had 4 different cameras in Zoom, so it was basically 4 versions of me in the window. And you're covering and talking about, for those who are just starting, do I want to use my iPhone? Do I want to use a tablet? Because I had an iPad Pro, and I had the iPhone 8, and I had webcam, and I had a laptop. And until you can actually see and kind of compare, and I thought about it afterwards, I needed to have a 5th camera. I should have had, because we both have that Sony, that what is it? The
FDR
33.
AX33?
Yep. We both use that one, and I was going to say it's not here. It's typically sitting.
I have mine handy.
It's typically sitting right here on this tripod. But those, that 4K camera is one of the nicest little cameras. Gives you some great image. It's very point and shoot. Look, yep, there it is. Beautiful little camera. And if you watch online, you can find that. If I would have hooked that up through the HDMI converter that I have sitting right here, the image looks incredible.
It does.
And you look at the other 4, webcam, even the iPhone, it looks really good, but it looked like dump compared to that. When Lori and I were doing the broadcast and such for the Hometown News, we were using that camera, and when we had it set, so it was, the lighting was decent and everything, you could see way more detail in hairlines receding than you'd ever want to see.
A little too much detail. Yeah, I'm finding that too.
Too much detail.
I am not a beautiful man with a lot of detail.
Exactly. So that we turn,
like I just started getting into
turn the lights down.
Videos on my smart TV. So sometimes I'll watch a video that I normally just watch on YouTube on a small screen or a smaller screen, relatively smaller screen. I've got 32-inch monitors here, but I got like a 55-inch 4K.
Upstairs, yeah.
So I'm watching some of these videos like, wow, these look really good. I mean, even on my TV, they're crystal clear. It's amazing the quality that I'm seeing in these videos. And then I look at my own videos. I'm like, oh, Jesus, I do not need to be on anybody's 4K television, 55-inch, with this lighting, no. How come my camera doesn't have that beauty face setting that my phone does?
Yeah, precisely.
I need that on my video camera.
Why can't it make me look nicer?
Because I'm an old guy with pimples and wrinkles and caves and bags and
life experience.
You look tired. You look tired. Are you okay? You taking care of yourself? You look tired.
Yes, Jimmy, we are tired.
I know.
We are tired.
Yeah, of course. I guess.
Scott mentioned he's got the 615 Logitech. Brian, you're using Logitech, aren't you?
Yeah, the 930,
920 or 930. Yeah, yep. There's levels of the Logitech, and the 9 series is their higher end one, and the 920, of course, is what I use. The 922 is one they just came out with, which had some functionality for doing some a pseudo green screen capability with it. But those are, it doesn't matter. Yes, we still look ugly as hell. It doesn't matter if it's a 6 or a 900. We still don't. We're not pretty. We're not.
I think my cave videos look pretty nice because I'm on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
and it does the beauty face thing. I'm like, oh, I like that, you know.
So is that an app or is that
It's
just
just on my Samsung.
just in your
It does
Samsung?
this selfie beauty face thing, and I'm
Jared,
like,
Jared, is there a selfie beauty face thing on my iPhone? Because Jared would know, and Jared's watching. Jared Wade is. By the way, if you guys don't follow Jared Wade, he has the digital download every Wednesday morning. I think it's Wednesday morning. Now I'm going to say that. Now, yeah, it's Wednesday morning, where he's got a little 90-second little tidbit of some kind of a technology thing with your phones or with your tablets and such. He's had some, I think, pretty much every week I've had something that I picked up from him. Like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could do that. So, Jared, the 920, the 929, I think I've got I have the 930 and the 920. The 922 is the new one that replaced the 920. That's why the 920.
I don't know what the hell this thing is. I take to put my glasses on to tell.
Yeah, I think yours is the 920. I think we've talked about that before.
It's supposed to be the one for business.
Yeah, and they do a wonderful job.
Yours looks better than mine, but it's probably the lighting.
Jared, you're going to need more than one app.
The lighting that's coming from the screen.
Did I mention Jared's a friend? You're going to need more than one app to help your face. Thanks, Jared. Thank you. I'll see you in Midwest DJs Live, Jared. We'll talk then.
That's right. But no, it's fun. The cave is fun. There's a lot of cool things to learn. I've gotten a lot of ideas from it. I've gotten a lot of inspiration for YouTube videos from posts in the cave. I have a little list up here. I write things down, just ideas for videos, because I don't always have time to get to them right away. But I can always go back to the list and the other cool thing about the cave, a friend of ours in the cave recently did a video talking about a venue they play at and how they're doing some things that they don't really like and not really making accusations about management, but almost it could be interpreted that way. But they can do it in the safety of the cave because it's all private. You know, they can talk about a client, they can talk about a business they work for, they can talk about whatever they want, and they don't have to worry about their client seeing this and saying, "Oh, they're talking about me," or whatever. So, and then somebody said, "You should make this public because this is a great video and a topic that needs to be discussed." It's like, no. They don't want to make it public.
Stay here.
There's a reason it's in the cave, and it's not on their business page or personal Facebook page. So it's a cool place to just say things you can't say anywhere else. I've done it.
I read that, or I watched that. Shoot, what was the specifics on that? It was actually what I was thinking about.
It was a situation where the club, there was a.
There we go. Yep.
There's a club in town that's
specifically, yeah. There's some. So the club didn't want to serve a certain type of audience.
They didn't want to serve. They didn't want to play hip hop.
Didn't want to have them
and
there.
The reason they didn't want to hip hop, come to find out, it's because there was a hip hop club in town that was close for remodeling, and they didn't want that crowd to
come over.
The question was why, and I get it. I totally get it. My take on it was this, and I hope it made sense. But my take was like, okay, pretend in an alternate universe that I like country music and I go to a country bar,
which he really does. He really does.
I know. The girls I like to two-step with are at this bar. All my cowboy pals are there. Every once in a while, we'll do Duran Duran's "Hungry Like the Wolf,"
but the country version.
Nelly Country Grammar. We'll do, Prince 1999. Once in a while, we'll do this, but for the most part, it's a country bar. But once in a while, we'll throw a different tune in there. Now, there's an 80s bar down the road that's close to remodel. We could get an 80s crowd in the country bar because they heard that once in a while we play Duran Duran and Prince. So I walk in one night and all of a sudden half the place is 80s. They look like they should be, members of Wham or Depeche Mode or something walking around in there. It's like, wow, this is a different vibe. And the DJ plays my favorite Hank Williams song, and the dance floor isn't as packed as it used to be, but they play Iran by Flock of Seagulls and the dance floor goes crazy. And then they play another song and the dance floor goes even more crazy. And they play a little more 80s that night than it normally would because that's the crowd. And And then I go back the next night, and the girls I like two-step with aren't there anymore because they kind of bailed. They felt like it was more of an 80s vibe than a country vibe.
Yes.
They found a honky-tonk outside in the county somewhere that they like better. And now there's even more people in there from the Depeche Mode bar.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even longer sets of 80s tracks. And the reason being is the DJ is just trying to play to the crowd.
Yes.
Not doing anything wrong. They're just playing to the crowd. But the problem is the crowd changed. And when the 80s bar opens back up, the crowd's going to go back to the 80s bar.
And all of a sudden
they're going to stay at the honky tonk. Because of the honky tonk, once in a while, they play a Travis Tritt song, and they find that annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So now, who does the country bar have left? Nobody. They chased away the clientele. And the clientele that they were catering to left.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different take on it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think a lot of people immediately think it's racist, it's sexist, it's something. But not always. But it's always about the money.
It is. It's big about the money.
So that was my take on that whole thing. And we're able to openly talk about that kind of stuff in the cave and we can say names. Like I was very vague on this one, but we can say names.
We actually had that situation in a bar up the road here about an hour, and I had added the DJ who was involved with that. I don't know if when she gets back on vacation, if she'll jump in or not. But that what happened is they were kind of a pop and dance bar. It wasn't a nightclub. And they got to the point where when the college kids would come back, then the college kids would be looking and asking for more rap. And then the request built up, they started to attract a different clientele. The bar manager and owner did not want that clientele because that clientele tended to bring in drug deals. There were drug deals going on in the parking lot. They were having more fights. They had knife fights going on in the parking lot after the things. So it became an uglier scene for them. Yeah. So it really wasn't that they were chasing away the existing people who like pop because they were still enjoying the modern music, but by changing a little bit in their formatting. So he got to the point where he's like, no, you're not playing any of that. You can't play any of that slow, the gangster rap type music is what they were referring to it as. But anything basically that was probably year 2000 and newer in the rap category, they didn't want to hear.
Right. No, that's a liability thing from the bar owners or management's perspective. And we may look at that and we may say, yeah, but it's racist or it's something to assume that a certain kind of music attracts a crowd and that crowd is bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Management's going to know better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Because they got to put their money where their mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
We can be as idealistic as we want about this stuff, but that's really what it comes down to.
They're paying the bill, and they're the ones that have to live with their decisions, whether it's good or bad, or money making or not, or if they get sued for inappropriate, for discrimination. And
well, like we've got Hot Water Warehouse here in Milwaukee, which is a salsa club,
mm-hmm.
and they also do bachata. They do merengue. They do, but those are the three main ones: salsa, merengue, and bachata.
Mm-hmm.
Those are more what you would consider a tropical Latin format.
Sure.
Not strictly, but for the most part, it's tropical Latin. So it's Puerto Rico, it's Cuba, it's Colombia, it's Dominican Republic, it's the whole Miami scene, It's kind of what it is. There are DJs who play there who are like, well, it's all Latin music. So, and I know there are some Mexican folks in here, so I'm going to play some music of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing cumbia, which is kind of the Mexican version of the salsa, kind of the dance, and it's a cool dance. And then when they do that, they do a little bit of, maybe something else. Maybe it's more of a banda thing or whatever.
Sure.
What happens at that point is it's no longer a salsa club. If you get enough people who are coming into the door for cumbia, then it becomes more of a Mexican Latin club. And that's fine, but maybe their pockets aren't as deep.
Yep.
And there are already right now so many places in town for a crowd like that to go and get their cumbia on. There are a lot of bars and small clubs in town that do this. But the salsa and typically the cumbia crowd is like, they're Mexicans. I mean, it's not, but the salsa crowd is everybody. A lot of people like salsa. Mexicans like salsa. White people like salsa. Black people like salsa. A lot of people like salsa.
Sure.
So you get a mix of people in there, and it's this unique place. But if you try to cater to, Mexican music in there and the Mexican audience, then you become a Mexican club. You're no longer this broad thing that is salsa. So they discouraged it. They, to this day, they discourage it because they don't want that. And that's why. I mean, it's not always a racist thing. It's more of a identity thing. This is who we are. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a money thing.
Oh, for sure.
This is, look, there's going to be a crowd that's going to come in and spend some money on salsa. There's nowhere else to go for them either. So it's perfect that way. And it's a good crowd. It's a solid place. It's been around for a long time. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons that can happen, but I regress. Those are the kind of things that we can talk about in the cave.
And yet, just to kind of wrap on that programming for a specific night, we of course had that country night that we were doing for so many years, and that was one of the things when I first started there. They talked about that the country night is only country music.
Yeah,
and that went for so terribly long, and it was. I still think that our big mistake was when we started to play other songs. Let's play the cha-cha slide, and then let's play the Macarena, and let's play, as you start entering these, well, those are, you played that, so why not you throw this one in? And
right.
I was young enough and naive enough where I didn't realize the ultimate value, because we started, even though we probably threw in a dozen songs throughout the course of the night, you would throw more of them in as the night went on, maybe two in a row and you would have your country people who would get, they would leave, or they would be, oh, okay, we're done.
It's certainly my scene anymore.
Yeah, it's not my scene. And it changed, and it really went from, at one time, that Wednesday night country night was the peak night of the week, where we would have 200 people in a bar. It's all leather and blue jeans, and it was a really popular night. But as a younger staff came in, younger manager of the bar and younger bartenders and waitresses who had no interest in country music, and I not being knowledgeable enough and experienced enough to say, we got to keep to the format. There's a reason for this. It caused issues.
It's weird because sometimes management doesn't understand that, but oftentimes the DJ doesn't understand that either. And it's odd to me that sometimes DJs don't really understand their purpose, because a DJ who's like kind of got this utopian vision of life says, I'm here to make them dance.
Yes.
And when you're doing a wedding reception, absolutely, you were there to make them dance. When you were doing a bar or a club, you're there to make the bar or club money. You got a different objective. So whatever's going to make that bar or club money is what you should do. Now, if I'm doing a wedding reception and I got a packed dance floor for 6 solid hours, it doesn't stop, I've done my job. But if I do the same thing at a club, I've probably failed.
Mm-hmm.
Because the bar hasn't made money. People have been dancing all night. They're not taking the time to sit down and have a drink.
Yeah.
They might grab some water real quick and get back out there. When you rotate your audience from the dance floor to the bar, and then from the bar to the dance floor, and are able to kind of control them in that way, where they're not necessarily hearing their favorite song all night, typically the bar makes more money because there's a timeout. Okay, this isn't my thing, I'm going to go drink now. But 15 minutes later, hey, my thing again, I'm going to go back out and dance, get good and thirsty. It's just a rotation you do. Mm-hmm. So you've got different objectives depending on what type of event you're playing for. And maybe some people who have gone from mobile to club bar still haven't quite understood that.
And it's the guests now, as you're talking about that, the number of times when I was that part, of course, we would know when we would change, and we'd change at specific times. So we knew that at this time of the night, we were going to be changing the floor because we didn't want to be changing it over the top of an hour, as an example. So you're getting to that point, and the number of times you get some asshole who came up and get in your face and basically say, what the heck, you got to be doing, and just rip you a new one. And it's like, dude, you don't understand what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and I know why I'm doing it. For the manager, because he knows that if you change that floor, and now all of a sudden the girls are dancing the song, the guys went over and they just bought a drink for their girl. And then we can do something where they all go get their drinks, and then we're back in 10 minutes type of, or whatever it is. And as a young, inexperienced DJ, I could see where they would cave to it. As I'm working with my son, and people are, yes, but he can see even with high school things when they're coming up and doing those little request things, like, can you play? I've got to leave in 10 minutes. Can you play my song next? And he, caves. Those right. Things that you learn with experience. And
there's so many times I can think back to when I was even in, I don't know, maybe in my early 20s when I'm playing a club and the management would come up to me and say, dude, play just this really shitty song.
Yep.
I'm like, why would I do that? I've had the dance floor going hard for 45 minutes. Why would I play this shitty song?
Yep.
I didn't get it. And then I slowly, wait a minute. That's why I play the shitty song.
Mm-hmm.
It's all kind of, it takes time. But no, these are all things that you can discuss in the cave that are a lot of fun. These are conversations that happen that maybe wouldn't normally happen in a normal group, because people would just kind of lay down the law. Oh, you should do it like this and you should do it like that. And when people speak in absolutes, you typically ignore them. I do anyway. Somebody tells me I have to do something a certain way. It's like, nah, this guy has no merit. I'm not going to listen to him. There's no credibility here.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're actually having conversations and we're on camera and you can hear the, I guess, my intent perhaps, and my voice and my reasoning and my facial expressions, it's just, I think, better.
Sure. Oh, certainly.
I like it. So it's been good. It's been real good. And just the conversation we just had for the last 15 minutes came from the cave.
No, for sure.
And that's all good stuff.
We got a couple of things that came out of there from the cave. So we have a question here, but Christian joined us. So Christian, I just want to bring you up to speed. We've been talking about how we want everyone to hold their phones like this while recording. It's our new favorite thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
hold them like, do not do this.
No, because you look at all this wasted space on the sides. You want to be able to focus. Your face is
9
vertical.
out of 10 occupational therapists say that this is bad for you, or this is a much more natural position.
Phone. So whenever you guys are shooting like this, just say, Christian, it's natural.
You can't argue with an occupational therapist.
There's going to be a video tomorrow ripping.
Bad for the wrist.
It's going to be a video tomorrow slapping us both down. That's okay. Jared had a question. What's for you, Brian? What's your favorite piece of equipment that you are using for the video cave?
It'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, is this? Can you talk about it? Is this a teaser so we'll get to see it tomorrow?
It's not a teaser. I'm building a vlogging rig. Now, Christian has some pretty strong opinions on how we should hold our phone and how we should do things, and they're his opinions, but he's trying to help, and I know he's trying to help.
Oh yeah, sure.
There are not rules in the cave. I just want to put that out there. Holding your phone like this, opposed to this, is not a rule. That is a suggestion. It's all for better video, but I've decided to try to make my videos even better for the cave, but I still want to use my phone. So I'm building this vlogging rig. I bought this piece, but I bought this guy a while back.
Yeah.
This Takstar microphone. I don't know if you've seen me talk about this.
Yep, I did. Yep, I did.
It's like $29 on Amazon. This is my second one. And I bought an adapter for it. It's an SC4 adapter, I believe. You see it hanging off of there?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a nice little road.
From the 2-ring stereo to the 3-ring that you have to have for your phone.
Tip ring sleeve, yes.
I'm using this for my phone when I'm doing vlogs here at the desk. So I've bought a thing where I can mount my phone with the shotgun mic above it. Quick, easy plug. And now we've got better sound on cool vloggy videos. Trying to make life easier for myself. It's going to go on this boom right here. For now, I got this Rode boom, just like the one that my JTS mic's on the other side of the screen. It's on my desk. This is how I'm going to do it for now, and I'll have this vlogging rig on here. I'll be able to kind of travel around the desk a little bit.
Yes.
Raise it, lower it, whatever. Ultimately, what I want to do is build an arm that drops down from the ceiling, slides on the track back and forth so I can cover more space. Being one-handed, it's difficult for me to record this way.
Yeah,
I
very much
can't do it.
Yeah.
Too hard. I end up blocking the microphone. My thumb in the position where I try to hit the record button won't even respond.
Yeah.
Or the pause button. It's backwards. If you try this lefty, you'll see that it's very backwards to try to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So the pressures that I'm giving into with Christian's hold the phone thing have really cost me a lot of money, a lot of time, because I'm working on these things right now, trying to bend to his will.
Yep.
Better video and better audio, but it's all good. I mean, it's all growth.
Yeah, it is part of the process.
But having said that, I mean, I do encourage punk videos in the cave. No matter what anybody else says, I encourage those quick punk videos. I don't care where you shoot them, how you shoot them. Somebody was throwing a fit about, oh, well, someone was driving down the road and shooting a video, and that's very dangerous. And that's an opinion that you may have, and you may not watch the video or like it if you want to, but I don't want to make it a rule that you cannot do that.
Yep.
It's not my job to do that. I don't feel it is. If you want to be the moral police on that, you go right ahead, but is officially not policy in the cave that I'm going to tell you how you should or should not shoot your videos. Only thing I ask is that you shoot some video.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's, yeah.
Shitty punk video is what I'm looking for there. That's ultimately what I wanted when I started it. It's still what I want.
Oh,
I don't want to, again, infringe on anyone's artistic freedoms or liberties when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Now, one thing I wanted to recommend, and maybe we can put this as an official, make this motion, that all videos should be done whilst wearing an Easter bunny costume.
Yes.
I mean,
or a Super Mario Brothers video game costume.
Yes.
Or dress as a giant slice of pizza.
Any one of which. It's
kind of like NAMM.
It really is.
Kind of like when you go to NAMM, there are some people who just, somebody told them it was a costume party. So they come in costume. And I don't know why they do, but they do. And then you got that other group of people who walk in there that are way too old to rock and roll, but they look real rock and roll. And you're looking at them, and they're one of two things. They're either from a band that you don't know anything about because this is not your thing, or they're a guy who's walking around like, I could have been somebody. I'm a rocker, and I really could have made it. I could have been Eddie Van Halen, but it just didn't work out for me. You don't know which is which. We have all of these things in the cave. They exist. They're real. I'm telling you, it's wacky. And like on the Howard Stern show, they got those call-in people that they call in sometimes. We have those guys.
Yes.
They come in and they're wacky, weird people, and they might even know they're weird. They may think they're normal, but everybody else knows they're weird. They make videos. It's like, oh, there's the weird guy. We have those guys in the cave. We have everything in the cave. It's all there for your enjoyment, and it's fun.
For the amusement.
It's a lot of fun. And it's a real eclectic group. I'll tell you that. And there are people who've worked some things out that they're it's kind of like, crap, but they've worked it out where they know that if they ask easy questions, they're going to get tons of attention. So it's almost become a competition for who can get the most attention sometimes in there, which is a drag. I didn't want it to come to that, but it has. But what are you going to do? It is what it is.
Yeah.
So they'll have guys saying, hey, I don't know, what headphone? Why do I use headphones? Or what, just the most elementary stuff in the world. And they get like, of course, 50 responses. They're posted towards the top. And the one I did on something that I thought was clever and helpful, where I didn't ask any questions, I just showed something, gets like no attention because it just goes down at the bottom of the list.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't.
That's
Serato or virtual DJ question. I don't know how you could compete with that.
Nope.
So,
can't.
Sorry.
So, but that's always the thing. Like when I'm doing videos, at the end of my videos, I try to say things like, "What do you think? Let me know in the comment section."
Yeah.
That encourages comments, and that's good for the videos. But I don't title the video that. But they'll title the video that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you
Yeah, put in their question out
at the
there.
same time, and they'll get 50 responses.
So I
The
guess
conversation will go on for months.
this is a good lesson for when we're doing our YouTube videos and putting things up there. Maybe we need to put, what do you think of my pizza costume?
People love to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
They love it. So anytime you engage an audience and ask them questions, what do you think? They want to tell you what they think. It's very, well, this is what I think. I was watching this video. It was 44 minutes long on the Sony FDR AX33 yesterday. And I learned some things about my camera that I didn't know anything about. On the other hand, I watched a 5-minute video and learned even more about my camera than I did on the 44-minute video. But there was a British guy. It was like doing this video. And there were some British people who were just like super fun and cool or whatever. Then there's kind of these, to use the key when you get crotchety British guys who just hate everything, and everything is just not proper, and it's annoying and it's stupid. And so he would go through the features on the camera and he'd find a feature he didn't like and he would just beat the shit out of it. This is what I think about this feature. It's, and I was like, wow, okay, can we get back to the video? People love to talk about what they think and themselves.
Oh, yes.
It's just what it is. And they figure that out. People are figuring that out in the cave because this is new for a lot of people.
Oh, it is.
So a lot of people, okay, well, I have a Facebook page, but no one's paying attention to it. But now I got this cave thing going on, this group. I got an audience. So look at me. It's crazy.
Ta-da.
It's wacky. It's becoming whatever it is. It's an evolving science experiment, and we don't know what's going to happen next week. But it's interesting.
Just watching the comments back and forth. We've got Rachel who's talking about her costume attire on Facebook one and on the YouTube.
Yeah, so. Rachel is she's a unicorn. Yeah, you don't really see people like her too often. I'm very interested to see where Rachel's going to go, because Rachel, I think Rachel's just getting started.
Oh, for surely.
I just have this feeling that Rachel's just on the tip of the iceberg. She's going to do something, and I don't know what, when, how, or what shape it's going to take, or what costume she's going to be wearing when it happens. Something's going to happen for this girl because she's pretty cool. I want to adopt her. I think she's adorable, and she's not afraid of that camera at all.
Not a bit. No.
She looks right at it. She says what she's got to say. She's got some great ideas. She's also very open to suggestions. She wants to learn. Yeah, she gives me hope for the future, man. I tell you, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I got kids older than her. But yeah, she's just adorable.
That's funny. She said sold on the Facebook chat there. Reggie, there's many costumes, Reggie, that I would feel comfortable, that you could be wearing, different, but a bunny costume, Reggie, I don't know if you could pull that off. No.
Yeah. You remember the band Cheap Trick?
Yeah.
Remember the drummer? They called him Bunny Rabbit. He just wore a suit and they called him Bunny Rabbit. But he wore like a regular like a 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
But they called him the Bunny Rabbit.
Now, why would they call?
Why did they call him the Bunny Rabbit?
Yeah,
he had like a mustache and a suit.
It's probably
he looked like just a guy going to work, and they called him the Bunny Rabbit.
There probably is a story that no one really wants.
There's probably a story,
a nasty, naughty story.
It's not like he wore a Bunny Rabbit costume. So Reggie, think about that. We can call you the Bunny Rabbit. You don't have to dress up, and we don't have to see it. We can just call you the Bunny Rabbit if you'd like. No problem with that.
We'll get to see Reggie in a couple of weeks in Milwaukee. He's going to be coming over to hang out with us.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, there's some fantastic people who are members of the cave. We talked about Rachel a lot, but some considerable mentions. Jim Callahan, who just sold his DJ business and is moving to Florida.
I saw that, yeah.
I posted a GIF in there that I don't think could be any further from what reality is, and that is the GIF from Godfather 3, I believe, when Michael Corleone says, "Once I think I'm out, they pull me right back in," because that's what this business does.
Yes, it can.
So I don't think we've seen the last of him, but he's a great contributor. We got Russ from Texas. He's hilarious.
Yep.
He's just, it's just one of the many characters in the cave. He's got some great input. He's a collector. This guy buys everything and like stockpiles it. Like he's getting ready for the apocalypse. And when it happens, he's going to have like plenty of disco lights for us all because he's got all the stuff packed away. He's quite a character. Really, Scott chimes in once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Scott's cool. We got a cat named, is it Trevor?
Yep. Yeah, I think there's Trevor. I think I saw him.
Or Travis. Travis.
Yeah, I saw Travis. I thought there was a Trevor too. But yeah,
I'm
Travis.
thinking of the guy from down south. He just became a dad. Is that Travis?
Oh, I think that's Travis. Yeah, I think he just posted.
That sounds southern. Travis. I like him. He's southern. Like the most humble dude. Who do you know who lives like in I don't know, New England named Travis? I mean, they're all from like down south.
Okay.
It's that kind of thing.
Now we're circling back to the racist part of our talk.
That's not racist. That's
that wouldn't be racist. That would
cultural is
culture. Yeah, we're
or something like that.
We're being northern elitist. There we go. We'll go with that.
I got reported on Facebook one time for saying cracker. Somebody didn't like that, took offense to it, and they reported me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They get really mad.
I haven't had that.
Well, how often do you say cracker?
I don't.
We throw it around in the house a lot because I'm the only white boy here, so it's funny.
Well, in this case, I said one thing earlier that Reggie jumped on. Oh my gosh, John said the A word.
Oh yeah, you've dropped probably more bad words than I have. But you know what? I blame myself because I've been a bad influence on you.
You have been, and part of it is
fine before we started doing this damn broadcast.
And then you start talking about some of the the shows that you guys have watched and binge watched here and binge watched there. So then it's like, well, in order to be cool and keep up. And then I find myself watching Netflix, and then you watch Netflix original, and then by the end of the day, you're saying F everything.
It's just, I'm so sorry.
I mean, I used to watch cartoons.
I need to be a better friend, John.
Yeah, I used to PBS Kids.
I need to be a better friend.
But that's okay. We'll get over it.
Oh, God, who else? I'm not in the group looking at the group. Of course, all our moderators, Robin, Howie, Christian, Nick from Promo Only, he's one of our moderators.
Yeah.
Jimmy chimes in once in a while, not in a video, but he chimes in. Yeah, we got a lot of good people in there who are cool contributors. We got more coming in. We're almost at 1,000 people.
That's what I saw. That
Christian pointed that out just yesterday.
Yesterday, I think I saw that
this morning.
Yep. Because he was saying that he was going to bake cookies once we hit 1,000.
We wants to do once we get 1,000. He's thinking we should do a contest, a competition of sorts. I think he's onto something, and I think once we're done with Pro Light and Sound over in Frankfurt, maybe we'll get the attention of some of the folks, and we can put together a swag package or something and do some kind of fun competition.
Yeah.
Now, something I've done a couple times, and I need to do it more. Our cave projects, and I did some fluff ones where people could talk about their favorite slow song or their favorite, whatever dance track for a wedding or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I do is I download the videos and collect them and do like a collage and post it on YouTube.
Yep.
I need to do more of that.
That was very cool. I enjoyed going through and hearing the different thoughts and such with that. When
I wonder if it's also practice for doing videos, because you kind of got to keep it short.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Jason Early, another considerable mention for the cave, never keeps it short.
Didn't he as he was going through and talking about his entire playlist, didn't he kind of cover the songs he played in the first 5 years of his DJing? I thought it was a little bit long.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little long.
Yeah. Morrow does a really good job too. Considerable mention for Morrow in there. He was one of my inspirations for starting the cave in the first place. Of course, we got Jimmy J. Rock Reed, we got Andre Roberts, we've got, and those are the DC guys. Those guys got their own thing going on in DC, but they're also members of the cave. So It's super cool to have them in there. Yeah, got a lot of good contributors in there. It's a lot of fun. And if I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that I got brain damage.
Yeah, there's a lot of good folks in there, and it's been cool to see. Now, Robin mentioned, I want to get this, and I'm not familiar with this one. I didn't follow. I just saw actually for the first time yesterday that Robin is this DJ Video Cave card.
Yeah, she started it's like a trading card for members of the cave,
like a baseball card.
Yeah,
is that okay?
I was one of the first ones. I think yesterday she unveiled the Mike Sanchez card, another
that's one I saw. Yeah.
Wonderful contributor to the cave. I love Mike. Mike and I go back a long way. Mike is different, man. I tell you, Mike is not your average bear, but I really got a lot of respect for the guy, and he's got some pretty strong opinions on things sometimes, and I get that. But the cave is perfect for a place like Mike, because instead of Mike just doing a text comment where it might get really misinterpreted quickly, he can put his face on video, and it's like, oh, okay, he doesn't really mean any malice by this. He's just saying things in the Mike way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a trading card for Mike, and he was like just totally humbled by it. He thought it was the greatest thing. And yeah, so Robin's doing that project, and she's having a lot of fun with it. And the members are having fun with it too. They can't wait to see where's my trading card? I think it would be a lot of fun if we had Robin do the graphics on the trading card, that she's doing a great job, and then having a writer do the bios.
Sure.
Like, you have time for that crap, I know. So stop talking right now, Brian, because I don't need this.
Yeah, exactly. You can drop the hint. There's probably someone out there who's very gifted in that area. Okay, I think everything else has been kind of answered as I popped off from it, and I can't get back to it. So we got that.
Yeah, you're all distracted here.
Yeah, I've got both. I'm trying to follow both chats, and they're both active tonight. Typically, the Facebook one is just kind of it's there for and then they kind of drift over to the YouTube. And tonight they've been more active there.
So if you are interested in being a member of the DJ Video Cave, think about what you're getting yourself into. This is about making video, and making your topic starters all need to be video. It can be your phone. It can be whatever direction you want it to be, regardless of what Christian Benke says. Doesn't matter. Because I'm ultimately, and I don't need to pull rank on this, but I'm really the boss. People will just do what I tell them to do. So that's the deal. You can do it however you want, regardless. But that's the deal. You don't come in there to post pictures. You don't come in there to showboat. You come in there to help, contribute, give ideas, show some cool ideas, tell us about yourself, kind of thing. There are those 3 questions you have to ask before you are even considered for entry to the cave. Answer those 3 questions, and let us know that you're real and you're not just an Indonesian teenager trying to join as many English sites as they can so they can learn how to speak the language.
Which happens.
It happens.
You mentioned one thing I want to make, pictures, but when it comes to the replies, if there's something that a picture would help answer a question,
it's fine. You can reply however you'd like.
Yeah.
You can do text, you can do photos, whatever you'd like.
I just wanted to make sure we clarified that before.
I will encourage video replies, but I don't require them.
Yeah.
What we do require are video topic starters.
Yeah, that's started off with that, yeah.
And some people have tried to squeak by with a few times, and I can't post a video right now, but I got to ask this. We got to delete them. I mean, no matter how cool they are, they got to go, because if one person does it, we're leading by example, and then all of a sudden you got all these people. Well, they did it, so I'm going to do it too. Well, that's a problem. So don't do that. We'll have people who post like a collage of pictures with like a 3-second video clip, and they want that to qualify as their video.
Yeah,
that's kind of artistic freedom on there. I typically leave them alone, but what the other admins do with them, I'm not going to say a word. Like to discourage it.
It's like turn the camera on and talk, and
just 99 cents per minute for the first 3 minutes. It's free. We're there to share ideas and help each other, and it's all very it's all very candid. I'm very candid. When I'm turning the phone on, I'm not sugarcoating things nearly as much as I might on YouTube or on regular Facebook videos that are just public. I am very, very candid and just say what I mean, whether you like it or not.
And for those of you, again, who haven't joined, you can go out, just search DJ Video Cave, and you'll be able to find that group, and you can request entry and do everything you need to do on that, because there's a couple of folks that
it's always exciting to see new people join in, contribute, become a part of it. There are folks that I'm just noticing this week who I think have been members for a long time, but now they're starting to make videos.
Scott,
so it doesn't matter how much you like something or do a text comment. Once you start making a video, it's like, I notice you. And then I start paying attention to you, and then you make me think. And then I grow, and then we can have a dialogue, and I don't know, I love it. I love that stuff.
Scott, I missed your question. I don't know which one you're referring to. Ask again quick, and then, because we're going to wrap up here in a minute or two.
Probably the cards, the trading cards.
No, I don't think that was it. Because he just asked it a little bit ago.
Did you tell me about that, Robin? You didn't tell me about that. That's, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll give him a second.
Yeah, Matt, come on in. Happy to have you. Just, know what you're getting into. Know what you're becoming a part of before you join. Now, having said everything that I just said about, the post rules and all that, if you want to come in and just be a fly on the wall, you're more than welcome to do that too. You can come in. You don't have to comment, make videos or anything. If you just want to come in there and learn or watch or just see what's going on, you're more than welcome to do that as a member. But you still got to go through the whole 3 questions thing so we can make sure that you're legit and you know what you're getting into. So,
and what if it was the question about capping the cave with capping a membership number?
Nope.
And yeah, I wouldn't think so.
No, and at the rate it's growing, I think we're okay. No, I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, it's going to get harder and harder for the admins as time goes, and I think that's why they're trying to be a little more strict than they might be in a couple of years, just because we're kind of the pioneers. I mean, even still, what are we, 6 months in now? And we're going to lead by example. Everybody who's a member right now, this first 1,000, are going to be the ones who lead by example. People are going to join the group. They're going to see what everyone else is doing, and they're going to follow.
Yeah.
So we all need to set an example to not make it turn into a big festering turd, like, in my opinion, most Facebook groups pretty much become. I want this to be something fun, special, educational, and somewhere where we can all grow.
Yeah.
And not feel like, I don't know, like we're getting beat up or whatever. Contribute, is my thing. Give and receive. Don't just receive. And don't just give. Give and receive. Knowledge.
Hey, there we go. The link should have gone into the YouTube chat for those who it may or may not work. So actually, I'm going to post it twice.
Now, the other thing that I will say while you're posting that is when you are accepted into the group, one of the things that we ask you to do in the 3 questions is view the pinned post, which kind of takes you down the list of what's going on. It explains what's happening, why we're there, some of the do's and don'ts that I talked about here. But also in the comment section of that pinned post, we encourage people to do their video introductions. So if you got a second, turn your camera on and say, hey, my name is Brian. I live in Milwaukee. I'm a DJ. Thanks for accepting my membership. I'm a mobile DJ. So if you have any questions about mobile DJing, maybe I can help. Quick video. It's a practice video too that you can post there as an intro. You can do a long one if you want to. I don't really care.
Talk like this with your camera.
But that's one thing that you can do.
It'll be awesome.
I don't care how you're following. So don't care.
Christian is so good at rip us.
But they care. Why do you care?
He's good.
Because I don't like bars. Well, don't get arrested.
Oh, we need to wrap
go to
things.
jail. You don't have to worry about bars. No. My God, it's the Canadian.
The Canadian.
It's the damn Canadian. And you know what? It's not even like the Toronto Canadian. It's that West Coast Canadian.
All right. Before we get ourselves in any trouble, we're going to wrap up tonight's show. Otherwise, we're going to have rebellious Canadians are going to be like,
no, well,
you Americans.
No, really. All of those administrators in the cave have just done a bang up job.
Yeah. And
we couldn't do this without them.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, man. And these guys are on it and they care about it. So thank you to the admins of the cave. Me, I'm just kind of a fly on the wall sometimes. I let them do things. If I see, anything I got to jump in on, I do, but I just kind of use the cave.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of test videos in there. Like, I don't know if I'm going to post this on YouTube or not. So I'm going to do a test video in the cave.
What do you guys think?
See how it works. Post a topic. Okay, well, that was kind of cool. Then I'll do a more polished one for YouTube. But sometimes the crappy one I did on my phone is more fun than the one I post on YouTube. But yeah, thank you, admins.
Well, very good. We're going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for being with us tonight. And if you aren't part of the cave, go to Facebook. You can search DJ Video Cave and you will find it and request to join, answer the questions, and they'll get you in. Brian, thank you much for your time tonight, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Good night, everyone.